Welcome back to Business AM. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiage. It is on the 23rd of March 2020. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. You can actually be part of the conversation on all our business points this morning by talking to us 20146. That is your SMS line at Metropole TVKE across all your social media platforms. We are live on all of them. Get involved. Hashtag Business AM. Now, even as we talk about the effect of the COVID-19 pandemic, there are other sectors of the economy that must go on. Business must go on as we do know of it. And I do hope that as we speak now, if you're not supposed to move anywhere, please do not. If you have the ability, therefore, to work from home, please do so. By doing so, you're protecting yourself, by protecting others as well. All right, so this morning, I want us to talk about the gaming industry. I want us to get an insight on exactly what numbers we're talking about this morning and exactly what business ventures are looking into this industry and where it stands as we do know of it today. Now, this is one of those where you can pretty much work from home and enjoy from home. So it makes sense, therefore, for us to speak about them this morning. This morning, in that sense, we are joined by David Mighty. He is the CEO, Cashport. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, sir.
Just before we begin, I want to get your 2 cents, therefore, on exactly what is happening in the economy right now because of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Well, first, thank you for having me. Good morning to the viewers. My view on the COVID-19 is, as everybody else's are, it is a crippling effect.
Yes.
I think it has touched and will touch every sector, segment, and stages of the economy and the population. So we're talking about from schools to businesses to large corporations, right down to the mama bogas.
Yes.
I think will be affected.
Yes. All right, pretty much. Let's start talking about Cashport as we know of it. What is Cashport? Let's first begin from there.
So Cashport is the newest numbers game in Kenya.
Yes.
And basically what it is for a player to be a part of a game, from selecting their numbers, what numbers they'll play,
yes,
to right down to the drawing process. Many times we see where the games we have now is you make a wager, you play a numbers, and you have that's it.
Yes.
You then have no idea how the numbers are drawn. If you've won or you have not won, how do you select numbers? So what we have done is that we have come into Kenya with a game that people are a part of the game. It's interactive, all the way down to the actual drawing process. So transparency is something very big with us.
Yes. When we talk about a numbers game,
yes,
now you might say it's a numbers game, but most people, like me personally, don't understand what a numbers game. What is a numbers game?
Okay, so unlike sports betting, which is very, very popular
yes,
in Kenya and,
yes,
and growing around the world, numbers game is more of a lottery system, where you select, our game in particular, you select 2 numbers, 2 digits,
yes,
between 00 to 99, so be it 25, 83, and you make a wager, small wager,
yes,
against that number, and the game is drawn twice a day, every day, at 12 noon and at 8 p.m.
Yes.
Why it's interactive? Because then in selecting your 2 lucky numbers, we call it, and we're very particular when we say lucky numbers, is because then it gives you a chance of thinking about, yes, what you're going to play.
Yes.
Interactive in the sense that, okay, my son's birthday is the 26th.
I see.
My son's birthday is the 29th. That's my lucky number for today.
Yes.
I got up today with a feeling that it's going to be a good day.
Yes.
First thing I saw was my daughter, so I played my daughter's birthday. Or for some people, it might be the day they got divorced.
Or 77 and now.
Or 77. 1977, I got divorced, so I got married.
Yes.
Then you select your numbers. So yeah, it's just a basic number game, as simple as it can be, 2 digits.
Yes.
And you make a small wager.
Yes. Pretty much, isn't it? Now, during your launch, you did mention of the association of Cashport with Feather. What is the link there?
Okay, so Featherpot is actually the parent company.
I see.
That's a registered company under which we operate. Cashpot is the actual name of the game. Yes?
Yes.
So it's one and the same, but as in many other companies, you have the registered company, then you have the trade name.
Yes.
So for us, Cashport is the name of the game that we've launched.
Pretty much. Now, what do you make of the gaming industry within the Kenyan economy?
Oh, wow. A good question.
Yes.
Again, as in other economies where, or markets where the gaming industry is really taking off, especially through sports gaming or betting. Kenya was no different in that snowball effect of just getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yes, yes.
The numbers in Kenya were astronomical. It was huge. It was big, and it definitely is a market that is that's attractive
Yes.
to a lot of investors. What Cashport, Featherpot has done is we have stepped in and we are trying to revamp the game, so to speak. The negative impact of having so much money and so much youth and so much time wasted in the betting industry has really crippled it in the last year, as you can recall from the government and all the taxes that's coming in.
Yes.
But we don't see it as a negative. We actually see it as a positive. Why I say that is because then without these regulations and these new taxes, then you'll have unscrupulous people.
I see.
Yes?
Yes.
Let's put it like that. That would come in and capitalize on the limited regulations, clean out that sector of the market that bets, and then you turn around and there's no money that's invested back into the economy or back into the communities or back into the country.
Yes.
As it was meant to be. With these new regulations and taxes that has been implemented by the government, I think it is definitely a really good thing.
Yes.
Because now it holds these players or these companies accountable. If you're doing this game and the reason why you applied for the license is to have this CSR or help this community, it now holds you to that.
Yes.
With this, let's take the pandemic now with the coronavirus. Can you imagine how much funds the government will now collect or has been collecting from the gaming industry for the gaming taxes that can now be used for towards the fight against this coronavirus?
Yes.
Whereas before that it was just nil, it was zero. So I think it's a method of separating the serious players from the ones that are here to take, and then run.
Yes.
Yeah. With the board of directors, the first time that they hired me was making that very, very clear for me. You are here to make sure that you are not a part of the problem, but a part,
You're
of,
part of the solution,
solution.
isn't it? So what do you, on which part of the economy, therefore, do you peg yourself?
I wouldn't. Okay, so we are a part of the gaming sector.
Yes.
However, again, with the regulations that's been implemented by the government, we can say we're a part of the social development.
Yes.
Yes. There is a large portion of the funds or profits, as you may, however you call it, that is dedicated to the social aspect of the community. Right now we have 2 CSRs. They're both orphanages.
Yes.
It is Merciful Redeemer. It's in Kajiado.
Yes.
They have a sustainable, well, they have a farming project that we've implemented.
Yes.
Where we now built greenhouses, teach them the skills of farming. They'll farm to be self-sustainable, but then the surplus can then be sold on the market to then put back into their kitty.
Yes.
So that has really helped. There's another one, VGG Home of Life.
Yes. It's
an orphanage that takes kids both from people abandoning the kids and from the state as young as a day old. And they keep these kids up until 16, then they go off to school.
Yes.
So what we're doing for this orphanage in particular is that we want to increase from 40 beds, we want to increase to 150 beds.
Yes.
Over the next year and a half. The third part of the CSR is that we've seen where the street kids, as many people call them, is becoming an issue now. It's a problem that we try to turn away from, but it is there. And if we don't address it soon, then it become even a bigger an issue.
Yes.
What we're doing for that is we want to introduce a pay-as-you-learn program for the street kids.
I see now.
Where we can then have them learn the life skill sets
Yes.
that they'll be learning, they'll be getting paid for. So whether it's a project being built by the governor or somebody in the States, then the school will be responsible for getting a small percentage of the labor portion of that contract. Let's say 0.01% of the labor contract.
Yes.
That then we'll have these kids learn how to make cement or nail a wood or whatever manual labor there is. But a skill set that they'll be paid to learn and help get them off the streets.
Yes.
So as far as our place in the economy, we see ourselves more of a social contributor.
Pretty much,
to the economy, yes.
And you think that is exactly what's going to introduce you better within the Kenyan economy?
I think that would be definitely a starting point.
Yes.
I mean, if the game itself, what we are doing is we want to be as transparent as possible.
Yes.
So if you take the social aspect of it, and if your social aspect is very much in the limelight, then people start to trust you.
Yes.
That's people in Kenya in a whole. You could talk over here, but then nothing is being on this side.
Yes.
Then sooner or later they'll find you out. If you're in the public's eye and you say, I'm going to have this done, and they see you do that, then the trust factor gets into play.
Yes.
Then you become a part of the community. The second portion of it is the more transparent you are about a game. Now, you remember the stigma or the image of the betting industry is not one that is very clean. Yes? We want to, again, change that. When you play with us, you'll be able to, again, select your lucky numbers through whatever means you want. But the most important part of it is the draw. How do I win? Where does the numbers come from? How can I see these numbers?
I see.
All of these are in place with Cashport.
Yes.
You'll be able to track it, you'll be able to see it, whether it be online, one of our social media pages. And most importantly, the draws are not done in Kenya. It's supervised outside of Kenya.
Yes.
So there's nobody or no one in Kenya that has access or can manipulate these numbers in any way or form.
Yes.
It's all live, and from our website, you'll be able to track that.
Pretty much, isn't it? All right, so talk to me about the 2 years, therefore, it has taken you, therefore, before you did this launch. What has been happening through this time?
Again, the government has really clamped down on the vetting process.
Yes.
BCLB did a tremendous job in making sure that they've followed or adhered to the government's rules and new regulations that they've implemented. It has taken us this long, again, because of the vetting of the BCLB and what is going on. At one point, we got real close, and then there was new things that came in close to end of last year, mid last year, which again pushed the process back. But we went through the process as it should be. There was no shortcuts. The people at BCLB were very much on the ball as far as going by the book and where each requirement needs to be presented at the particular time.
Yes.
So we had to wait for the process. We had to go with the process. We had to provide all the requirements in order to get these licenses. And then again, the people I work for, the company that I work for, their key is transparency and integrity.
So you gotta follow the whole process.
We follow the entire process. We don't rush it. We didn't try to go around it. We didn't try to go under it. You just do it. Now, when you sit at the table or I'm sitting with you, we can say comfortably and proudly that we follow the process and the process works.
Yes.
Yes. The gaming industry has a bad rap, but done properly and followed the rules, it does work.
Yes.
So we can say that confidently without any skeletons falling out of the closets, so to speak.
That you are actually in line with whatever the BCLB really wants you to do.
Yes.
But which therefore will not even look okay for me to ask you the question, but I'm just going to throw it out there for you. Do you think therefore, just because of all that you've gone through for the past 2 years, that it could be quicker, it could be less regulated? The people are saying that it's over-regulated to the point that it's stifling these investments that could in turn therefore raise these tax capabilities for the government.
I don't think it's an overkill at all.
Yes.
I'll stick to my views that these regulations were important.
Yes.
They were needed. if you look at any other country that has the lottery system or the gaming system,
Yes.
their tax structures are even more rigid than that of Kenya. Whereas their taxes, let's take a developed market, for example, like the US of A, their tax bracket is in the 45 to 55% range on winnings, depending on if you want a bulk payment or a payout over a period of time.
Yes.
In Kenya, it's 15%. Now, what Kenya have done is that additional 25% that you think you're saving by not paying the full 40%, they have commanded you and pretty much put in stone that 25% goes to the social aspect of your commitment.
Yes.
You have to identify a charity, a CSR program, and that's where your 25% goes. And again, for far too long, it has been wishy-washy, so to speak. You know, it was loose, and I think the government just stepped in at the right time and make it. Now, if you're looking for quick money and fast money, and your entire intention is to come in, grab all the money from
the market and get out
and run out,
it's not going to be easy now.
This is not going to be easy now. Now it's definitely impossible.
Yes.
Pretty much what I've done. If your intentions are in the right place, if your heart is in the right place, if you really want to make a difference, then now is the time to be a part of the.
Come in, isn't it?
As an investor, as part of the gaming market.
Yes.
And we want to be the first. We want to be the first that would definitely change the view that the general public has about the gaming industry. We really want to change it, because then it was supposed to be, you know, our chairman, Mr. Kitao, said in his last speech, that lottery is really not a bad thing. It was a form of raising funds for different projects. He gave the example of Harvard University in the States.
Yes.
It was actually a lottery that raised the funds that opened Harvard University. So it's not a bad thing, you know, and like anything else, you take any good thing and you corrupt it, it is then corrupted.
Then it becomes corrupt.
We want to declassify that. We want to go back to what it should be.
Yes.
Having a game that raised funds for something else, but then some good must come out of it.
Yes. So, which therefore makes me ask you the next question, therefore. Do you feel, therefore, that your launch might have been a bit untimely, therefore, because of the COVID-19 pandemic now?
No.
Is it going to affect your margins now and your target numbers?
It's a good question.
Yes.
And I've spent quite a bit of time pondering this. I have meeting with the rest of the board. And, you know, what I tell you what I told them. I explain to you what I explained to them.
Yes.
I think it's the right time. Why? For two reasons. If we say our game is transparent, if we say our game is interactive and should be fun and bring back the whole, you know, pleasure of playing and just playing for playing's sake,
yes.
Not playing to get rich. And that's one of the things that you'll notice about our commercials when we do see them, is that we don't glamorize gambling. We're not going to promise you, you play with us, you'll win 20 million shillings, grand jackpot. We're not selling lies. It's a game you could play, small wager, you get a small returns. Our game has the most chance of winning, the highest chance of winning, 1 in 33,
yes.
Versus the other people that are 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10,000 chance of winning. Ours is 1 in 33. So can you imagine the amount of winners that you'll have by playing our game? So if we say that we're transparent and it's a fun game, and it's entertainment,
yes.
Then what better time to launch than now when people are at home? You have nothing to do, you can't go out, so let's do something where, you know, people will be at home and be able to play with. If we say that we're transparent, and I can't emphasize this enough, if we say that we're transparent and then 25% to 30% of our take is going towards social development.
Yes.
Then even if you're at home and you're enjoying playing and you're playing and you've lost today, but you've lost today, then we should be able to prove to you and build the confidence in you that, even though you lost playing the game and having some entertainment,
yes.
your wager is going here. So whether it be the team has already started coming up with ideas to contribute to helping the solution of the coronavirus, or towards the solution of the coronavirus. These are some of the places that your money will go to. Yeah.
As opposed to it's gone.
Or as opposed to it's going in the bank and then it's gone, and then
Gone to somebody else.
somebody
have to go look for other money to give that to some other person as well.
The company is 100% Kenyan company.
Yes, pretty much.
So these are not gentlemen from outside of the country that is again looking to come and take and go.
Yes.
They are respectable men in Kenya for a while. They are very high with the social aspect of the economy.
Yes.
And giving back. So yeah, it's we're not glamorizing winning. We're not here to take. So to launch now is not a bad thing because it gives people something to do. If you make it interactive, where well, why you choose 77? Why is it your lucky number? And you share that on our social sites. Then other people start seeing why you choose a lucky number, and then all of a sudden, and we're hoping it becomes a trend.
Yes.
Where people will post why this is their lucky number and why they choose it.
That's the way that you're actually going to
yes,
develop
so you make
stories and reason behind there for
interaction, all interaction.
Pretty much.
And then again, you could see where your funds are going to.
Yes.
So you won't mind playing a 20 shilling bet or a 20 shilling wager or 50 shilling wager.
Just take a street kid to school, man.
Just to
do that.
Just to do
openly.
Openly. Yes.
If I know 25% of that is going to go to building it, and I can actually see it, no problem then.
That's where we want to be.
I just want us to, before we talk about exactly how you get to subscribe and start playing now, I want to ask you something that was mentioned at your lounge. You're saying that it's a concept of let's do things together as Africans.
Yes.
What is the thinking behind this concept?
Exactly what I've been saying in the last couple of minutes.
Yes.
Is that for far too long, you've heard, and what you're hearing is people talking.
Yes.
Yeah. What we are here to do is to work together as part of Africa. As in my mentor, Mr. Kitao, our chairman and ex-ambassador, is always about showing me. This one movie came out, Show Me the Money. We're about show me what you're saying. So we're not here to talk. We're here to work with you. So we can't do this by ourselves. It won't be something miraculous that, as CEO, I'll change this aspect or that aspect.
Yes.
It would have been, it has to be something of working together. For history has shown that as every time that we come together as a people, great things happen. So again, that's where we want to be. We want to be part of the community. We want the community to know that this is also mine.
Yes.
Every cent that they play, the bulk of it, the great portion of it goes back to them.
Yes.
Whether it's in their community or helping another community or at the end, the government as a whole with the fight against Corona. We want to be a part of Kenya.
Yes.
We want to be entwined in the grassroots of Kenya.
Pretty much. All right. How do you get to play therefore? Because now that is what it comes. Yes.
Yes. So going back to how it's played.
Yes.
It's a simple numbers game, ladies and gentlemen. It's picking any two digits between 00 to 99. We want to hear your stories, so you could follow us on our Facebook or our Cashport pages at Cashport Kenya. And tell us how you selected these two numbers or two digits. It's played on M-Pesa, pay bill number 700-999. Your account number is the two lucky digit that you've selected. The amount is, and this was very specific, is between 50 to 1,000 shillings the maximum. And that is specific because then we don't want to contribute to this gaming disease.
Yes.
Where people start borrowing money to play and all this kind of other stuff.
So it's just a specific amount.
It's a specific amount, which then we curve the addiction. We've taken into account the addiction. We've taken into the account that people, they might feel they're too lucky, so let's bet their entire house on this game. No, we've curved that as well.
Yes.
So, that's being said, on M-Pesa, 700-999, and on Airtel Money, it's 700-888. Now we have stopped play for, not a stop play, we are going to do a grand launch in the next 48 hours. And we waited specifically for me talking with you because what we want to do now is to get the social media involved, we want to get the news involved, and then build a big excitement about it. We want to hear about your lucky numbers. We want to hear about why these are your lucky numbers, and then bring everybody to a climax where we then go poof, yeah, and let it become a talking point. We can't go out in public to talk, but then we definitely could use the social media and talk.
Yes.
So again, the numbers for Airtel, it's 700-888.
Yes.
For M-Pesa, it's 700-999. Look out on your social media pages, because we'll definitely keep you posted.
Pretty much.
And there's a big surprise for the first ever winner from Cashport, the first winner, and that will be live on our social media pages as well.
All right, pretty much.
Yes.
All right. Therefore, lastly, therefore, as we cap this conversation this morning, paint for me a picture of Cashport in the next 1 year of operation within the economy.
Cashport. Let me start by giving you a background of what kind of investments we were looking at.
Yes.
We did not come into this with the hopes of get rich quick scheme. Yeah. Investment wise, we're talking a better part of 100 million that we've put together. 70% of that is going back indirectly into the communities through our media purchases,
yes,
social media, the advertising, again within the scope of regulations by the BCLB and the government.
Yes.
And then you have a portion of it that we call a buffer fund that is placed against future winnings. So at no time at all would somebody play, win, and we don't have funds to pay.
Yes.
Yeah. That is very, very important. Us in another, let's look at, in 12 months, we think we will be fairly known in the community if we go by what we're preaching.
Yes.
Togetherness with the community, being a part of the community, transparency. In 24 months, we want to be known. We want to take over the gaming industry as far as being the most popular,
yes,
on the market. In 36 months, which is our goal, in 36 months, we don't want to be known for gaming and popularity. We want to then adopt 4 more CSRs. We want to then expand. We're using Nairobi as the pilot,
yes,
for the street kids and the pay to learn program. In 36 months, we wanted to be nationwide. We want to then go to every town, speak with all of the governors. How can we be a part of all these solutions? In 5 years, definitely, we want to be a big part of the communities throughout Kenya, where Cashport is remembered for, oh, Cashport built this school.
Ah, fantastic.
Cashport saved me or sent me to school.
Yes.
We want to see the kids that are graduating from these orphanages that comes out to be, assets,
yes,
to our communities. So yeah, we're starting out like from a gaming aspect of it, but in 5 years, definitely we want to be known and remembered and always be a part of the whole building program or the building of the society, remembered for our social contributions.
All right. David Mighty, thank you for coming this morning.
It's my pleasure.
All right, you want to play now, you do know, at Cashport, Kenya. That's exactly how they're online, and they're saying the next 48 hours, they'll be right in your face. Want to have fun with those numbers? Give them the reason between 0 and 99 as to why that is your lucky number. All right, that's exactly what we had for you this morning. My name is Simba Elijah Charles Kiega. This is Metropole Television.